Let's find out what happens in Game 3, quarter-final night, Melbourne Darts Masters.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome back to the quarter-final stages of the Melbourne Darts Masters. That's coming to you from the delightful city of Melbourne! And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the players. Would you please welcome our qualifier from Perth, Australia, taking part in his third World Series event, the Crusader, Demon Heta!
Everybody, check to the mic, check the 1, 2, 3, 2, put your head yet. Nowadays, if you're running with a talk, you got someone subscribe. Ain't got nothing when I'm open the live. You can't follow me, feeling the vibe. You know, subscribe, it's too high. Love with the double D, vibration, place, you really great. Y'all feel the man, like a ball ass. Salute, really cool, I'm quick like a body kick. Look at hip-hop, burn, quick, so one foot is missed out. This tongue, I'm still fish. With skin and ink to the big when they get me subscribe. We live like an 05. I got vibe with the rehab. When it wasn't this way, again, the city side.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Scotland, a UK Open and World Match Play champion, the winner of the US Darts Masters, and ladies and gentlemen, a two-time Premier League champion, and a two-time back-to-back champion of the world!
So we're ready for Game 3 on night 2 of the Melbourne Darts Masters, and we're mixing the commentary teams up tonight. Now it's over to Glenn Lama, who is joined by Rod Harrington.
Good on you, Adam. Thank you very much. Yes, Gary Anderson against Damon Heta. Quarterfinals of the Melbourne Darts Masters for 2018. And Damon Heta, big job ahead of him. The winner to play Michael Smith in the semi-finals after a dramatic 10-9 win over Rob Cross earlier. Here is Gary Anderson. Also won the Perth Darts Masters last year. He's a champion in the Southern Hemisphere in Auckland as well. And he averaged yesterday very, very impressive 107.56. Damon Heta in his third World Series Darts Masters event. We're going to qualify for Sydney 2014 and Auckland 2016. And Heta finally broke his duck with a good win over Kyle Anderson in round 1 here. Way to celebrate his 31st birthday. But Rod Harrington, the question now, of course, can he back it up? That's the issue. It's all good winning one match, but can he back it up in another one here? It's going to be very tough.
It's going to be extremely tough. I mean, we're talking about Gary Anderson's averages, 107 over the match. He was at 118 when he was 5-0 up. And when you look at those tournament stats at the moment, Heta at 83, Anderson at 107, that's a big difference. He will know. He's been around enough as Damon Heta that he knows that he's going to have to step his game up. But I just want him to see him go up there and enjoy it, not to put himself under too much pressure. And then the throw may be nice and easy, and he can put a few legs together. And you never know, but if Anderson starts to hit the treble 20 like this, it could be curtains, I'm afraid to say.
So you get on a roll, and it really is very difficult for anyone. that might be throwing against him. Yeah, Heta is a bit like Mark McGrath last week in Auckland. The New Zealander who won in the first round, beat Michael Smith. It's the same scenario, really, isn't it, for Heta? He's got to go out there and enjoy it, as you say. He's on fire, isn't he, Gary Anderson?
Well, as I walked back from the stage, Gary was there waiting to go up into the walkway to be introduced on the stage. And I said, "How are things, Gary?" He said, "I feel very well tonight." And I'd nearly collapsed. They nearly had to pull me up. Gary never says that. He's always, "Well, you know, I'm all right. I do this and I'm doing this." But what made me real laugh at him last night was he said he's got one set of flights left. So, but that's typical Gary. That's something that he doesn't worry about. Well, double 16 now to wrap this first one up. Double 16 it is for a nice little 12-dart first leg.
Second leg, 10 minutes through first. Game on.
Yeah, Gary Anderson off and running. It's just great to watch when he's in this mood. And that's how Heta needs to start every leg that he has to throw. Really has 140, 180. You've got to really bang him in there and try and put some pressure on.
Yes, and what he's got to do, he's got to follow it up. There's no good just hitting the 140 and then throwing 6 darts without a trouble. Needs at least a ton here. Now that's the perfect dart for his throw. He should find another treble from here. A little bit of tightness in the arm, and that. Just keep relaxed and release big. That's a great dart. 2 140s he starts this second leg with.
He's in good form at the moment, Heta. We'll see him next week in Brisbane as well.
Both those last 2 visits, great first dart, indifferent second, but concentrate, didn't just throw the third away, made it work. And he's now going to get at least 6 darts, perhaps 9 darts from 100. But for his own confidence and to get himself into this game, he'll want to take this out in this visit. 2 darts would be absolutely superb for an 11-dart leg.
He hasn't managed to achieve it, but he'll still get another opportunity here. Looks like he's going to get another 6 darts. Oh, yes, plenty of opportunities here for Heta.
Well, that's a good guide. Yes, finally, that's a 14-dart leg for Heta. If he can keep a little bit of that form up, then he can compete here.
His average was up until that last couple of throws, Rod, well over 100. He's made a solid start here. Going, that's the question. And he's quite a slow player too, Rod. Tell me what kind of impact does it have on Anderson, who likes to play fast?
He is one of the players that likes to get his foot in that hockey quick, and he will throw that first dart before his opponents are past his right shoulder. He doesn't like slow players. He's learning. I mean, Mensa Sulovic many years ago at the World Match Play really tied him up and he got frustrated. Gary doesn't kind of get so frustrated now, he just lets it go. But sometimes I would like to see him let the player get past his shoulder.
Well, Anderson had a 170 check-out last week in Auckland. Can he repeat here? No, not on this occasion.
Well, do you know what? Ton or even a ton 40 could put some nice pressure on Gary Anderson here. He's going to have to switch now. Trouble is, knows if he doesn't hit the treble 19, he's going to have to come back up. He's going to have to come back up now.
59.
Needed a treble, Glenn, didn't he?
He really did. Just a really big finish for him, but Anderson's blown it with a stray first start there.
70.
Well, if Damon Heta is good enough, he's good enough.
Well, that's good enough guide. So is that. Wow. The Heta might not get too many chances like this to break the Anderson's throw. Now, there's two ways of going. Treble 20, which I call the aggressive route, or the old route, which is the 25 or bullseye. And he's gone that. That leaves 74. He's going to have to go for the treble 14 now. He's a little bit unlucky, to be quite honest.
Well, he hasn't taken his opportunity now. Surely Anderson has. It's a messy third leg there from both players, really. But Anderson's got it in the bank.
Yes, and when you see Gary Anderson take that many darts to finish a leg, they're the legs you've got to nick. If you're going to beat him, you've got to win those, because what's going to happen now is Gary Anderson's going to probably walk up the hockey. He's probably going to throw under 15 darts for this leg, and then all of a sudden he's got a two-leg clear on you, and that's when he'll put the turbo button on, as he and Michael Van Gerwen do so often. They'll throw 4 or 5 legs that you'll find very uncomfortable to try and keep with.
We had that wonderful match last week in Auckland, didn't we, between Van Gerwen and Anderson. Van Gerwen was in blazing form.
59.
Just blew Anderson away. Well, Melbourne fans can't get a quarter-final clash between those two this year, Rod. We're on track to make the final, and if we get there, it's going to be a cracking match.
Yes, it certainly will, because Gary's certainly on better form than he was in Auckland. He'll be better ready for it, and of course he's going to want to get Michael Van Gerwen back for a bit of a whopping. He got 10-4 he lost down in Auckland. No one likes to get a thrashing.
58.
Mind you, if Peter Wright and Michael Smith keep playing like they did, they can replicate what they produced in the quarter-final wins today in the semis. We're going to have 2 terrific semis tomorrow, that is for sure.
I agree. Those last 4 legs of Michael Smith were just incredible. He was 9-6 down, and Rob Cross just did not bury him. Rob Cross in the World Championships, that would have been done and dusted very early, but he just kept opening the door for Michael Smith, and he just kept barging through it. And that 122 to win the match was incredible.
Well, averages at the moment, Rod, are interesting. They're both in the 80s. Anderson at 83 and Heta at 86. Both of those averages could certainly be improved. Anderson's not in sync at the moment, is he?
Far from it. So a chance here is going to get 2 darts at a double to make it 2s apiece. 16 is the double. Double 16 it is, 2 legs apiece.
83.
Anderson won't be happy with his form here. His average last night against James Bailey, 108. I'm going to round it up from 107.56. Always round it up. 108. And right now, Anderson is on 83.
Yeah, we don't see Gary Anderson down that low very often.
96.
He's getting a bit frustrated. You could hear him just talking to himself there. That's Gary getting a bit frustrated. And this is, like I said earlier on, Glenn, this is where Heta has got to try and punish him for his indifferent form. Because you know, all of a sudden, Anderson's going to start finding that treble. And then it will be hard to stick with him.
100.
Well, Heta's obviously playing with a lot more confidence here in Melbourne than his previous appearances, although he took 3 legs off Michael Van Gerwen in Auckland 2 years ago.
A lot of the bookmakers reckon that David Heta wouldn't get 3 legs on the handicap, which I thought was a very good bet to take, because I thought that he would get 3 legs at least out of Gary, and at the moment he looks on course to do that.
Well, he only needs 1 more for that. Anderson, though. I have something to say about that, but Anderson's form not at peak at the moment. That's a good set of darts there from Heta. Now that puts pressure on Anderson. Can he respond with a brilliant check out? Double 12. Oh, lock that one away. Gary Anderson, thanks for coming.
Yes, we have to say that was out of the blue. He had a great first leg, did Gary Anderson. But he's been, by his standard, pretty ropey. But those 3 darts, and it was in a leg where he could have easily lost his throw if he hadn't have taken that out. But I don't know whether the pace is just upsetting his rhythm a little bit. We're seeing, with what we call the power scorers, the first dart is so important. If that's in a good position, even if it's not in the treble, if it's just above, they've got line and length, so they can follow it very quickly. But at the moment, you know, Heta is not deliberately slowing Gary up. He wouldn't do that, but that's just the way his pace is. And Gary's throwing that first dart. Now that time, he waited till he got back past his shoulder, but he still can't find that rhythm. And you can see the way he's snatching the dart out of the board. Look, shaking his head. He's getting angry with himself.
Oh yes, it's funny, isn't it? Momentum. You know, you were mentioning before, Rod, how good he said he was feeling. And he raced up to the stage, didn't he? He got up there in double quick time. He was eager and keen, and it's not happening for him consistently right now. Only had 180 in the match.
You see that first dart again? Heta hadn't got past him before he'd let it go. He can't go out on the 159, but he can certainly set it up perfectly, which he's going to do. He's going to get 3 clear darts at the double. When he returns, it doesn't matter what Gary Anderson hits here.
27.
Took his time with that last dart, but he's double 16 finish has Heta.
They only require 32. Game shown the 6th leg.
Well, we are still locked up at 3 apiece.
137.
Now, if this had been over the shorter distance, I certainly would have given Heta a chance of perhaps causing an upset. But we've still got a lot of legs to play here. And I just, as I said before, Glenn, I just get the feeling that all of a sudden Anderson will find that throw and then start pounding it.
I feel like it's going to happen eventually. There's been no breaks of throw so far, has there, Rod? Which is really interesting. We would have thought there might have been one by now.
And again, normally it would be Gary Anderson that would break the throw. But I'd said with Adam before the match, Heta's got to make sure he holds on to his throw as strong as he can. Do not give it away easy. And he's done exactly that up until now.
It's better for Anderson, the second 180 of the match. Clear of Heta in this leg. An absolute disaster. Anderson will take a 1 week leg lead into the break. For a double 20 finish. Should be a good guide for him, and it is. 12 data to finish leg number 7 there for Gary Anderson. He won't be pleased with his form. Does have a slight advantage halfway through this quarterfinal. Gary Anderson leading 4-3. Yes, it's quarterfinals night here at the Melbourne Darts Masters here at the Hisense Arena. Gary Anderson just struggling a little bit against Damon Heta, qualifier from Perth. Anderson leading 4-3. No breaks to throw in his first 7 legs. And that 3-dart average just in Heta's favour, but he hasn't got a 180 yet. Double success is okay for Anderson. Just hasn't found his rhythm so far, Rod Harrington, in this match. And I wonder if this break is hopefully for him come at the right time.
I think it's possibly true that it has. I think Gary Anderson would have gone off, just calmed himself down a bit. You know, it's quite evident that he was getting frustrated and angry with himself. But there was one leg there where Heta hit a 140 to leave 69, and that was when Gary Anderson took out the 141. And that just kept him with the throw and in front.
Well, Heta is very focused during that break. He didn't leave the stage. He stayed there as Anderson took himself away to regather. Switching away from a maximum there from Gary Anderson. Well, that's 6 starts from Heta in this leg. None of them really troubling the treble zone too much.
99.
So could this be the break of throw opportunity that Anderson's been looking for?
Well, he's lost the throw in this leg as Heta. And Anderson's just starting to turn the screw now. And the thing about throwing first in a match, you're not going to break your opponent once and hold on to your throw. All of a sudden, you've got 3 legs clear.
That's right.
Which looks huge.
It does, doesn't it?
But only 1 break now.
Exactly the same scenario plays out in tennis. The opening service game. Hold serve, and then you break your opponent, hold again, you 3-love up. Same in this sport. Now the biggest check out of the match so far is 141 to Gary Anderson. That was in leg number 5. So tops for Anderson for a 2-leg lead, and there it is, right in the heart. Anderson will be feeling much better about this quarterfinal now.
Yes, it was a 14-dart leg, winning leg just before the break with the throw. He's just gone the 13-dart leg there.
16.
And it makes it 2 legs clear. And halfway to a semi-final place.
Yes, against Michael Smith.
And there'll be some banter going on there, Glenn, I can assure you of that.
They're good mates, aren't they?
They are very good mates, but they're like cat and dog. Oh my God, you want to hear them.
Well, I've got to say, Smith was absolutely superb in the way he won his match against Rob Cross. Cross was up 9-6, wasn't he?
Yes, but if he plays, you know, it is Gary that gets through. He won't be able to get back from it, I feel, if Gary Anderson gets 9-6 up. If Rob Ross, when he won the World Championship, would have finished that, you know, 10-6, 10-7 the worst way. But he didn't throw that crucial 12-dart or even 15-dart leg on his throw. And he just left the door open time and time again. And Smith, it's very unusual do you see 4 checkouts on the trot like that that are match-winning checkouts, but Smith certainly took advantage of it. And the 1-2 to finish it off was absolutely superb.
He's a streaky player, Michael Smith, isn't he? But when he's on form, just a joy to watch.
58.
So Smith awaiting the winner of this match here in the semis. And Peter Wright on the go had a fairly comfortable win over Raymond van Barneveld 10-4. So Peter Wright will play the winner of the Michael van Gerwen and Simon Whitlock quarterfinal, which follows this one shortly.
Yeah, Simon Whitlock had a good win against Corey Cadby last night. First time ever in the World Series the actual seed was the outsider of the two. Corey was odds on. But he stuck in there and took his chances. But like we said about Heta against Anderson, you know, Simon Whitlock, you feel, has got to step it up against Michael van Gerwen.
Whitlock had a good win over Rob Cross last week. See if he can back up here, like what happened in Auckland. Now Heta 81. Break the throw of Anderson. Still alive. Bullseye here for Heta. Oh, nudged the wire. Saw a little movement there. Tops for Anderson. That's what the best do. Don't get rattled. Hammer the nail down, don't they? Gary Anderson now leading by 3 legs.
Yeah, that was close to the bullseye as well, wasn't it? He needed to hit the 57 really to get himself 2 darts at double 12. It would have been a breaker throw to get himself well and truly back in the match, and now he's going to have to start throwing some exceptional darts.
Well, it's 3 legs on the trot now to Anderson.
96.
Well, when you look at Gary's, I mean, his average is he's only just 90, but his checkouts 60%. And there we have his average, which suggests that checkouts are absolutely brilliant, but his what we call his power scoring is poor to the Anderson standard.
That sums it up perfectly. Third of the match for Anderson. Oh, Heta hasn't had a 180. In this match, we've had 9 legs now. That's playing on his mind a little.
Well, you know, I used to say, Glenn, it doesn't matter about the 180s, as long as your 140 count is good. He has got 7 to Gary's 5, but he's going to have to find a lot more. He's going to have to start finding 2 140s, or the equivalent to 2 140s, or a 180 and a ton, to get himself back in this game. And this is another breaker throw from Gary, and he won't have to go for the bullseye.
96.
Well, he will now. So it's 4 of those, or another one of those, leaves double 5.
120.
You kind of get the impression he's going to get back for another 3.
Roll the dice a little bit there, Heta. He's just not able to find trebles consistently enough at the moment.
55. Gary required 10. Game shot and that's
Anderson's excellent. Count.
Gary
Percentage continues. It's now 58% for the match, 7 from 12. It's 4 straight legs to Anderson, who's really taking control now.
Yes, we have to be fair to Heta here and like McGrath down in Auckland. You know, Anderson and all the other professionals are playing at this standard on these big stages, as we just see. Another 140. Now, the pros are playing this standard on these big stages on TV literally every week. They're hardened to it. Like the Paul Flaxman and Gary Anderson. When you know the DPA, they've got a door down here that's working, and it's proven that it's working already with the quality we're getting to see and come through, and some newcomers. If we get 2 or 3 years down the road and it becomes a far better circuit, and it needs money, that's what will improve it, then you're going to see these people be a lot hardened on the big stage. It's the only difference.
I saw that in New Zealand last week. I thought the standard across the 7 Kiwis that were in Auckland, Rod, was significantly higher than it was 12 months previous.
I agree, and as I said, that's down, in my opinion, to the the associations in New Zealand and in Australia getting a tour going.
He was Australia with that dart there, Anderson. He's going for a double 12 to win the leg. Got it up with a single 9. It's a good adjustment from Anderson. He realises Heta is well behind him in this leg. Heta has gone icy cold, hasn't he? In this match since the break. Into the break, Anderson was 4-3 up. He's just wiping Heta now. 8-3. That's 5 legs in a row for Anderson.
Yeah, he's upped his average 4 to 5 points in those last 4 to 5 legs. Now push on these last 2 legs from the 15 darters. But there's not been anything from Anderson that's going to send any messages out to the other players, especially to Michael Smith. He'll be watching this, and let's not forget, world number 1 Michael van Gerwen comes up against Australia's number 1 Simon Whitlock. That's coming up right after this match, so don't go and snap. We could see some fireworks. We could see a 9-darter there for Van Gerwen. He's playing well enough.
Yeah, we're all hanging out for a 9-darter. Anderson just missing another 180 there. You're right, no shockwaves being created by Anderson in this match. But ultimately, all he has to do is win to fight for another day, which that day will come up tomorrow against Michael Smith. Like it from Anderson. He's all set to break the throat again of Damon Heta.
Smith will not be frightened by what Gary Anderson's performance here, but we know Gary Anderson so well. What happens today certainly doesn't mean anything's going to happen like that tomorrow.
56.
Heta for his own good now would be good if he could close to this check out. Okay, he's left it tops for the leg. And he's just above, so hard luck there for Heta. He's going to go for a double 16 finish, and he's just astray as well, Anderson. So Heta's going to get another chance here.
Well, that's unusual. I think Gary just missed the 8 there, because he'd never go 6 to double 16 when his option could be 8 for tops. Heta now for a 4th leg. 4th leg it is.
Stops that 5-leg run of Anderson, so more work for the Flying Scotsman. That's terrific stuff from Anderson at the World Match Play recently too. Great final, but really get a replica of that from Anderson in Auckland last week.
125.
Ricocheted into the 1.
You know, we normally analyse throws in the match, and Heta's throw, he's pretty tidy. You know, he doesn't lose any height on the elbow, so the wrist is not going to pull the dart too low. It's a good rhythm, although for Gary Anderson, he may feel that's a bit slow, but does not rush any of the darts. We just look at this as he's putting it up. You know, it's a good height set. Just comes down by the side of his face, under his right eye, and then good strong release. Just got to keep his rhythm there. Wow, what a time for him to hit his first 180, just as we were analysing. That was not fist, Glenn, was it?
Well, that was his first 180 for Heta, and here's an opportunity to break Anderson again. He's going for the tops finish again, Heta. Oh, he's got it. 111 check out. Well done to Heta. Breaking or breaks Anderson's throw for the first time in the match. And he did it some style as well.
Yeah, he's just relaxed a bit, hasn't he? And he's just found the form. And he's back in there.
137.
Talk about keeping your elbow up, not losing the height. He does it absolutely perfectly. Does not lose height on his elbow at all.
58.
Anderson has upped his average to 95. His average 91 at the moment. Heta has had 13 double attempts in this match, Rod, so he has had chances.
58.
Anderson, he'll settle for over the 50% on his doubles. He'll be happy with his scoring. He knows he's going to have to up that if he wins this and goes on against Michael Smith. But, just to find a treble, which he has done. Tell you what, if he takes this leg, it may just put a warning sign out to Gary Anderson.
For the leg. Nice. Very nice from Heta. Never looked like missing either of those two darts. We were at 8-3 5 minutes ago, and it's 8-6.
Yeah, he's had 3 extremely good legs as Damon Heta. Now he'll start to believe that he's got a chance again. Just needs to keep his focus, which will keep his rhythm.
99.
Needs to find a couple of extra trebles on this throw of Anderson to Heta.
133.
Flight of the dart came off there. Speaking of flights, you see the word on Heta's? Ruthless. That's what he is at the moment.
Well, certainly the last 3 legs and a 180 here would certainly help him.
Anderson checked out on 170 last week against Van Gerwen. Went to here. We'll have another chance. Right the ship.
Well, everybody loves the double 18, but no one likes the double 9. So if Heta can put a little bit of pressure on here, may just force Gary Anderson to flick that first one inside and then chase to the lines. Well, if he's going to miss it, it wants to be just on the outside. That's perfect. That's why.
Beautiful guide in for the second dart, wasn't it? Anderson now on match point, 1 leg away. Reaching the semi-finals here at the Melbourne Darts Masters. Michael Smith is all waiting.
96.
Heta can take a lot out of the match, actually. He's fought pretty well.
Yes, he certainly has. He hasn't given up, has he? And, you know, when he was 8-3 down, you know, the end of the game was very close, but he kept his focus, kept his written determination, which is extremely good. And he's kept his throw, kept the action's been absolutely perfect.
Great last start there from Heta again, where he needs to hold his throw here to prolong the match.
83.
Anderson's going for it.
135.
Possibly 6 darts from here. Has Heta. He's found 1 treble. That's a good goal. Just hit those flights and you'll find it. Yeah, I'd stay there. That's perfect. Oh no, that's bad luck.
60 on the floor there.
That's terrible bad luck.
26.
So Anderson. Treble. Whoa! That one barely stayed on the board as well. Now he can't check out either.
58.
Well, it's all on Heta's darts here.
Yeah, losing that dart has cost him at least a dart at the bullseye, so he needs to find a treble now, otherwise he's not going to check this out. Looking at the treble 15, which will leave him double top. No, so Anderson's going to come back to the board. Minimum 1 dart at a double to close this match out.
53.
Anderson, the 68. Double 4 for the match. And we're still going. Anderson is prone to missing on occasions like that. So Heta, is he good enough to take this match to another leg? It's a good guide in for that last start, is it? Boy, oh boy. That could be curtains now for Damon Heta. Double 1.
Damon, you require 20.
Well, no words can describe that. Rod Harrington had put his mic down and taken his headphones off.
I was on my way to the stage.
And we are going to a 17th leg. I think Anderson will be quite pleased that leg is to bed, so to speak, so he can start again on his own total win.
Yes, and he's got to close it out here, Glenn, because if Heta takes this, he's up to level it off, and then anything can happen. Doesn't matter who you are, how good you are, that last leg can be very edgy.
Mentally, he's very strong, isn't he, Heta? Wavering at all.
Well, I've seen him a few times over the years, and I give him a great chance against Carl last night, and he come through it very well. Carl was under extreme pressure, and Carl's not at the top of his game at the moment anyway. So that was a good call. And to play as well as what he has done tonight, he hasn't lost yet, because if he can nick this leg, he steps up with the throw.
It's a 180 for Gary Anderson, his 5th match. He's on a nice lead in this 17th leg, so Anderson again will get an opportunity to win it, go through to the semis. Heta needed more than 60, didn't he? Anderson, treble 17, double 16. But he can't check out, there's no harm done there. We'll still get at least another 3 darts at this leg.
Well, he's at that setup point, his Heta, and he needs to find at least one treble. If he doesn't, he's not putting enough pressure. That's beautiful. Now, Anderson's had 4 darts to win the match, Glenn. Can he finally finish it off?
Tops for finish. Finally on the 6th dart, he gets it, Gary Anderson. Well, that's called winning up. No doubt about it for Gary Anderson. He has finally made it against the plucky man from Perth, Damon Heta, who played very well through this. Anderson through to the semi-finals against Michael Smith, 10-7. Coming up shortly, the last quarter-final featuring Simon Whitlock and the world #1, Michael Van Gerwen.
We're back to Melbourne. We're 3 games down on quarter-final night here at Hisense Arena. And Gary Anderson, he was very, very good in round 1 on Friday night. Didn't quite reach the heights this evening, but got it done against Damon Heta, who did not disgrace himself one little bit on the big stage. A good performance from the Australian, but it is Anderson who moves through. 10-7, the 3-dart average. Rod Harrington, not as high as it was for Anderson, but he did it a different way.
Yes, I mean, he dragged himself over the line. I mean, Gary Anderson got very frustrated early on, but, you know, the 95.5, 5.18s, you know, that's pretty average for Anderson. But that frustration in the early part of the match, you know, set him up to be that he had to drag himself over the line. It was never going to be a vintage Anderson.
Let's hear from Gary right now. Here he is with Paul Gow.
Gary, when you come back out after the break, you were ready to go, and you really stuck it to him then.
Kind of, you know. I mean, Damon, I watched his game. I don't usually watch that, but I watched his game against Kyle last night. Bloody good. And that's all I can say. He's got a lovely throw straight, you know. Just needs to find his pace on the board. Once he gets comfortable on that board, he's top notch, you know. Very good player. And
how about your own game? What were you happy with, your checkouts, and what weren't you happy with?
Everything, you know. There were some good darts and bad darts, and yeah, big 20s, big 19s, you know. So compared to last night, well off, you know. So get a sleep tonight and see what happens tomorrow.
And your good mate Michael Smith tomorrow. How do you go about that? You are good friends.
Yeah, I mean, I watched him tonight, and I said that when it came to that last leg, and the security boys, I says, Rob will miss these 3 darts. Michael will finish on 7-7, and he did, you know. So, but nah, he better up it for tomorrow.
All the very best.
Thank you. Cheers,
Yeah, that was quality first up, Michael Smith over Rob Cross. So we'll look forward to that.